Hello gentlemen, welcome to the second in the series of concept reviews. Today we're going to be looking at anticipation, which is going to be a difficult video for me to do because it is such a broad topic. It's such a broad thing to cover. Anticipation, it leads to anything, doesn't it? It's gonna be hard for me to cover actually anticipating and not doing the thing that you do after anticipation, so I'm probably gonna end up covering both anyway. Hopefully that'll be helpful nonetheless. Now, 64% here on Live Oaks. I'm playing my Object 268 in the hunt for TD Mission 15. I had, since I couldn't stream yesterday, I had just had a day where I played World of Tanks and went after TD Mission 15 and all the frustrations that came with that. That said, that's off topic. What we really want to talk about here, anticipation prompts every single maneuver that I make in World of Tanks. Looking at what goes on the battlefield ahead of me and thinking, what's going to happen next? That is the key to anticipation. And what you really want to get into, and this takes practice, it is not easy, it takes a lot of games under your belt to get the hang of this, but what you should start doing, and what you'll find really helpful, is to get into a habit. World of Tanks is kind of like chess. It is very much you've got to play what's going to happen 2-3 turns ahead, and you've got to know what's going to happen before it does. So, I recommend to get into a habit, every time you make a new engagement, look at the map and make a judgment call. Every single time when you're not in combat, just look at the map and think, okay, what is going to happen next? That's what you want to be constantly doing, because an engagement, as we'll see here, can change from one moment to the next, and it's really important you keep on top of how the engagement is swaying for or against your team. So, 268 being played like a medium tank here, as I do. As you guys know, I don't camp in my TDs ever, pretty much. I'm going to get the opportunity to... And could someone tell me what happened to that shell? Because I guess that's it? That marker? I really have no idea. But, in any case, the enemy team clearly overcommitted here. And they sent up a Batchat, he's completely alone, and he's gonna die. Good, cool. We got an advantage killing that Batchat, and we only lost a T-49 for it. And evidently a T-10 who had some really weird plans. But you see that Batchat take damage. And this flank is suddenly not looking like it's going to be won as easily as you might have thought from that initial engagement. And this is where some people get confused in their playstyle. Like that Object 140, for example, where he's just yellowed in, he's killed a Batchat, he's got a load of support doing it, and he still has that aggressive mentality, that mindset is still with him into this game, but this is not a flank that we can win by attacking into it. There's a freaking Jagdpanzer, there's a Tortoise, there's a Conqueror, there's an E50M. Even if we kill all these guys, we still got to push on the TDs that are camped back there. We are going to win the town, so... Oh, my apologies. At this point, aggression is no longer the mentality that we should take to this flank, because of how it has changed. Maybe it would have been at the start, but from the information that we know now, it calls for a change of play. And that is anticipation, because I know that right now, I need to turn this into a multi-level engagement, because if the enemy were to attack with those forces onto what we've got, we would lose. We would die. So I fall back. I don't keep my play as a medium tank. I fall back into a more defensive location and start putting out fire from long distance, because now, playing one Thatcher up front, playing me at the back, we have much more of a handle, much more of a better position to defend this flank. And I'll cover this engagement some more, because it is good for anticipation. And there's the E50M out of nowhere. I finish him off for the Thatcher, and the Jagdpanzer's moving, so I'm wiggling. Now look at that conk. And I think our Thatcher's got to be loaded by now, so I'm not too concerned about that guy. You see me falling back here because I think the Thatcher's going to... And then the Thatcher signals for help and says that he's reloading. Now the Jagdpanzer's fired, so I know that I can come over and assist the Thatcher with that kill. Now, I would have done that anyway, taking the hit from the Jagdpanzer, because that Thatcher is so important. And he does issue a thanks in chat. Now, we've got some other games to look at, thinking about anticipation, so I'm just going to fast forward the end of this game for those of you who are a mite curious. One of the main things that you want to think about with anticipation that we'll cover in the next gameplay, actually, is your health. And not only your current health, but what the engagement that you're about to make is going to do to your hit points. Because I'm sure you guys know, once you lose hit points, once you get on low hit points, it affects how other people play. And I know that I'm probably not going to be able to reload in time to finish off this guy, so... yeah. That's one way to kill a tortoise. Okay, so let's hop into next game. Okay, here we are on the Waffle-Dragon, the Waffenträger, the .29 accuracy and 1.5 second aim time and 2 second shell delay, 5 shells, 286mm a pen. Is it 286? 276. I'm sorry. If it had 286, it would be overpowered. Yeah, we're not going to be seeing any of that 276mm of pen, as I'm pissed off about not doing TD Mission 15 constantly, about having it stolen from me by Archie drowning themselves when I was on 7.6k damage and 8 kills. Yeah, that's gonna get you down about having it stolen again. Okay, well, gentlemen, let us look at what we're going to do in the Waffenträger here. I will fast forward so that we can get to the key stage of this engagement. I'll tell you what, in this quest for TD15, I must have lost about 2 million credits so far. I've been firing nothing but premium ammo in all of my tier 10 TDs except the Object 268. So, yeah, that's fun. A fair few people took a dislike to me after my decision, I've got to say. But hell, I feel no shame because I have Dystonia, and it's physically basically impossible for me to complete this mission because as soon as I'm close. Okay, come on, Waffle. Come on, kick some more ass. Okay, here we go. I believe this is the engagement. We're gonna get slammed by the E75 in the side in a minute, and then teach him that you don't angle 120mm of side armor like it's 160. Good night. So, E4 and Jagdpanzer. Now, I don't have the clip potential to kill all of them, but I can get on the side and provoke issues for them. So, I'm going to turn E5, seeing as he's on lower health. Low roll, slightly above average roll, somehow tracked his 76mm of side armor, and then a low roll to leave him alive. So, that was quite unfortunately not to kill that E4 there. But now we're on a position, in a position out on the flank, and this is where your health really comes into the picture. Obviously, I've unloaded. If anyone's attentive on the enemy team, they are going to know that. There are autoloaders on the enemy team. Waffenschläger, T-57 Heavy. These tanks are, they're designed for an ambush. They're designed to be responsive. They're designed to know what's going on and act on it. And so, I know that by making this maneuver, by putting myself out on the flank here, I put myself in a position where the Waffenschläger, the T-57 Heavy, are very likely to come for me. So that's why I put myself in this position, because I'm sure that a tank is going to come up here, so I don't want to be stuck here, because I'll just die from the engagement here, either while I'm reloading or just by getting shot by two auto-loading tanks. So I put myself in a position that is the most versatile for people attacking me, because I've anticipated what is going to happen. And the E4 goes down, and instantly we start pulling around this corner, because voila, Mr. Waffenschläger. And so we put ourselves in that position because of anticipation, because of that skill. And the RU wanted a turn as well, loading HE, and I'm not sure. Yeah, it did mass a little, and there's the T-57 Heavy as well, putting us down to one shot, and hello, Mr. Waffel. Number 3, let's get in cover before Mr. Archie gets involved, shall we not? And can we nab the 4th kill? Yes, we can. Not overpowered at all. I think that was perfectly balanced and fair. I do end up getting the top gun from the Archie in this game, but we shall move on and look at our final example of anticipation. Okay, gentlemen, hello. My apologies. Hello, welcome to El Haloof. We have a 74% game here, which was actually far more evenly contested than you might think. Now, Waffenschläger fully loaded with APCR. Do not judge me, please. I am heading up to the north of the map because it's undoubtedly the most important location and I want to have a big impact in it, and I hate camping. So all of those are factors that go into my positioning here. Now, I get a choice here as to whether I want to attack this T10. I am loaded as of now, and this T10's yellowing out. I will in a minute. And I'm just thinking about reversing out, but I think that guy is dead anyway. There's no way, with the amount of fire support that we've got, there's no way that someone is not going to kill that T10. And so it's not worth me exposing myself in this land here where I'm going to get shot by the T30, the 704, the T95 to kill that T10. It would just be, it would be suicide. So that also falls under the category of anticipation. I anticipated the fact that I would incur massive damage if I made a certain maneuver and decided that it wasn't worth it. Now the enemy T-54 just killed our AMX 1390, but that doesn't tell us any more than we already know, because he clearly just came back down there to kill that guy. T-95, AMX 30 in base. That's, I mean, I expected the AMX 30 to be up here, but all the TDs are in positions that I expected. And so I'm reversing my tank here to get better gun depletion and to be able to get out faster if I do make a maneuver. But you can see me looking around. I'm not liking what's going on here. The enemy have got heavies pushing out wide to that northern corner, A1. Undoubtedly, we're going to lose this flank. And watch this. Yep. That LTTB should be counting his lucky stars right now. I guess it was a poor shot on my part. But it's plain and simple to see that we are going to lose this area of the map. So, I don't want to be here when we do. What I want to do is find a position that most adequately takes advantage of the positions that the enemy are going to use. Now, let's think about what's going to happen here. These guys are on full health. They're TDs, they've got big guns. Therefore, the enemy are less likely to push this area because TDs are better at holding a linear passageway, aren't they? You wouldn't like to push into that. The enemy team won't likely push into that either. Therefore, by looking at that, we know that the most likely approach for the enemy team is going to be down here through our mediums in an attempt to outflank the TDs while they're held at gunpoint, or, yeah, tank point from the front. So, we've got to aim and prepare for an offensive maneuver from the enemy team down this flank, not down that one. That's something you can do as well. Think about what the enemy team is seeing, what the enemy team is thinking, and you can often use that information to get a decent idea of where they are going to attack, where you are going to need to defend. So, instead of holding at this position to cover down this node, you're going to see me move past it and to the inside corner in anticipation of the enemy trying to outflank our TDs. And here we go, Mr. Waffle, in double speed. Going to set up my binos and caminet and see what we can find. And what do we have? Lightweight, no shots, but the R7 angles his lower plate poorly as he comes down here. I do get spotted for that. Look at this. 1.5 second aim time, 0.29 accuracy. 0.29. There's not a single tank in the game with better accuracy than this tank. I mean, I just... This tank disgusts me, it honestly does. And we're gonna pick up the kill on that IS-4 and then go for a reload. Now, I want to cover the end of this game because, hell, it might be helpful even if it doesn't fall particularly under the category of anticipation. Now, I'm exposing myself here in the hope that one of these guys will spot me and it will make them more reluctant to push this flank, give me more time to reload, because the enemy probably don't know I'm reloading. But then the Jagdpanzer dies, and I think poking around there is not really worth my time anymore. Alright, so you see me looking around, we're making a plan here. So, the main factor at play here for me was that I saw this. I saw the Tortoise and the Waffle. And that makes me think that I need to be here. Now, normally I wouldn't go into a position like that because it is difficult to get out of. You know, it's just kind of not flexible. I just get stuck here. If the enemy pushes up here, I'm going to be caught reloading in this area. But here, the Tortoise and the Waffle on my team can easily relocate to this corner and shoot people in the back as they try to attack me. So I'm kind of playing the bait game. I want to be aggressive and luring the enemy team into a bad position, which is why I take this land right here. We are going to get spotted as we cross there. But now we're waiting. Let's put it on double speed. Now, our E50, who's a very respectable player, has got onto the top of the hill there. And we've got an offensive push from the enemy team. They're pushing it in the low ground, obviously not wanting to expose themselves to a Waffle. But this is an interesting engagement. We're going to take a shell here from the IS-7. Now, that was an APCR shell for whatever reason, but I know this E4 has not fired. But with the gun stabilization on the Waffle, I never have to stop, and I'm hiding half my chunk here. So I keep going backwards and forwards, keep making maneuvers, and I'm actually dodging in the Waffle. To the extent where it means that I take out the entirety of a T-110E4 before you can even aim a shell at me. I'm not sure what that ST-1 was doing. Now, this is a thing about what I was saying about this engagement being bad, this position being bad. That Tortoise, I don't know if he's going to kill the AMX. With the support of the E50, I can assume that the AMX is going to go down, but I've gotta play the worst. I've gotta assume that that AMX kills the Tortoise. Where do I want to be? Well, certainly, I don't want to be stuck here, because as soon as that happens, I'm pinned down by this M103. The IS-7 can move up to this area then, because I can't attack, because I'm pinned down by this M103, who can hide behind this neck if I want to auto-load him, and I'm just waiting until the T-30, the T-95, the 704 come up this way. So, moving further forward right now is actually a really good way to ensure that if things go badly, I'm going to lose this game. So, I start reversing. Ironically, the M103 misses us. You can see he's stock there, 1,750 hit points. Now, I'm well aware that I'm probably going to take a hit from the IS-7 here, but I just really don't want to get stuck out in that position behind me. So we've got to push, and just try and end up in an unexpected location, really. Trying to confuse the enemy team, get the jump on them. I mean, that's what the Waffenträger is all about. Me and this Tortoise are still working together in tangent with each other. He's still on full health over there, Mr. Tortoise. I love the fact that the Tortoise has the same hit points as the Waffle. Good old Tortoise. I mean, it's no Jagdtiger after the Jagdtiger got his hit points buffed, but now, I'm hoping that the IS-7 will be stupid and expose himself, but anticipation, again, the IS-7 is unlikely to push on low health. The M103 didn't seem that keen either. These guys are clearly waiting. They're clearly waiting for their TDs to push up there. I don't have the luxury of time. I really need to up the ignition to push in because we are outnumbered. Time is our disadvantage. The more time that we let the enemy team mobilize and think and position, the bigger disadvantage we will be at. So I really want to do something right now. I want to make a maneuver. So that's why you see me playing more aggressively here in the hope to catch someone out in the open. And there's the M103. We got the side of his tongue. A very slim shot, but does not matter when you're a Waffenträger. Okay. So, key thing now is info. What's that IS-7 doing? Has he moved up? Can I secure the kill on him for nothing? If I secure the kill on the IS-7, that gives me access to the entirety of the northwest of the map, so that would be really nice as well. Okay, IS-7 is chilling there. Looks like he's going to aim on the corner. Now I'm wiggling here because I don't want to pop out while I'm spotted, obviously. Now, turning my tank around to pop out the lowest, or the smallest amount of profile of my massive German tank as I can. But then the M103 pops up, and this is where we got a stroke of luck, because the IS-7... Because the IS-7 is expecting me to pop out in that corner, we can actually push forward here without him knowing. So that was a stroke of luck. I'd love to say it was genius positional play, but it wasn't. And now, the potential for butt sacks is here. Hello, America! That is one dead M103. Okay. And now, waiting in base is undoubtedly the worst play that we could do right now. T-30 will push up to the launch line, T-95 behind him, the IS-7 will push up to a position. I want to push into an area where I'm sure there's only one tank, take that guy out and secure that position so I can use the entirety of the rest of the map. Myself and this E50, we have the massive mobility advantage over the tanks that we're facing. And so, just going to take the hit and ensure that that IS-7 goes down. And I hit a reload instantly. Now let's double the speed of this game at the end here and see what goes on. Now I'm working to access the northwest of the map because it is basically the highest land. It gives us a dominating position over the rest of the land in this map, and it is a really good position for an endgame because it allows you to spot people in positions like that. We do get spotted by the T-30, pull back and he misses his shot. And that is the end of Mr. T30, again hitting a reload instantly. And we're going to work again very closely with this E50 as we move closer to the enemy, guys. Now you might have noticed I'm on 7.25k damage in this game, so I know that if I get the T95, that is TD mission 15 for the Object 260, and I tell the E50 that in chat. But at this point, it's certainly not worth wasting shells. The E50 doesn't waste shells. I don't want to waste shells. I don't want to let that T95 know exactly where we are. We spotted him. We've got disadvantage. We've got an advantage. We can keep calm, as I'm telling the E50. He's a good enough player. He probably knows this without me telling him. But we're just going to keep calm and very carefully outflank him. And I am going to, hopefully, get my TD mission 15 on his big American booty. There he is behind the ridge line. So I start to move up, and the E50 puts a shot in, but that's okay, as long as he stays at around 900 or more hit points, 800 or 750, then we're gonna easily get TD 15, but the E50 puts another shot in it, and I'm telling him in chat, wait, let me kill him, please. And the E50 in chat is gonna say, okay, what a swell fellow he is. And then he shoots the T95, costing me TD mission 15 for the Object 260 by 1 shot of damage. In fairness to him, I expect he just thought I needed the kill, wasn't aware that I needed to get damage. I have nothing against that E50 for that, because he did absolutely nothing wrong, and I'm never gonna blame people, or try and make people feel bad for not giving me my mission, because that's just utterly ridiculous. But it was a nice gesture on his part anyway, to let me get the kill. So that's always appreciated, but, gentlemen, Gladly Walters in the Waffle, not proud of it at all. I hope to never show another game where I'm spamming full premium in a Waffen 100, but you never know. Until I get TD15, there might be a lot more of these coming your way. Gentlemen, hopefully you found the gameplay helpful. Till next time, farewell.